When you're grieving the loss of something or you're in complete emotional pain, it just feels like it's never going to end, right? It's brutal. If this is you, stick with me and listen up. This is a bit of an impromptu video because I just got inspired by a conversation I was just having with my eldest daughter. I was like, hold up, I need to share this stuff. So I don't really know how it's going to come out. I will just kind of replay the conversation in my head. I think you're going to get some value from it. We were just discussing about the idea of pain and when it hits you, what it is, how to let go of it. And I know that she in her life experienced a whole bunch of pain and sort of mental torment. And I remember saying to her all the time, pain is only temporary. It's in your head, it's your thoughts. And she never really got it. She gets it now. And so I was talking to her about what the turning point was for her. And it was just a very interesting conversation. One of the things that we talked about was the feeling of wanting to end it all. So I know this can be a very what's the word, sensitive subject, I guess, for some people. But I just want to be real about it. I'm just very, very real. These are just words. We're just talking, and you can choose to hear what I have to say and let it go or not. But the whole point being is that, when people come close to the idea of ending their own life, it's not that they want their life to end. What it is they want the pain that they're in to end. Um, and when you can't find a way to end that pain, it seems that there's only one answer. And if you've ever been there or ever been close to that, I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. People are often quick to judge those that take their own lives and how selfish, how could you do this? Um, and I do understand that way of thinking, but at the same time, having had people in my life who have done that, and young people as well as people my own age, um, what I do feel sad for is the fact that the one belief they held, which could have changed the way things ended up, was if they understood that your thinking is what is accountable for the pain that you are in. Now, what I mean by that is shit will happen in your life. Life is just flowing all the time. There's shitty things in it, there's shitty people in it, but how you partake in it is down to you. And the problem is it's often our thinking about what is happening that creates the pain for us, because when stuff happens, it just happens, it's over, we might lose something, we'll be grieving it because we don't have it anymore. But the problem is that our thinking continues the pain, and when we can't get out of our thinking, our life feels painful all the time. So there's a couple of things with that. And one of the things my daughter was saying is that she finally realized that nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. It really, really is. Even if you're someone who is in a state of depression, and you have been for many, many years, you're not 100% depressed 100% of every moment in time. You will have moments of enlightenment, such as, I don't know, maybe you're just watching a TV show and something made you laugh. Maybe you suddenly had some delicious food, or somebody came along and said something to you, and just momentarily your eyes lit up and you just got a little bit excited, or you laughed at something. That is a state change, which means is temporary. Everything is temporary. You can be in pain for most of the time, like with chronic pain, but you're not in pain 100% of every moment. If you've even been to sleep, you're not in pain in your sleep, whether it was for an hour or 3 hours. So if you get the understanding that nothing is permanent, that everything is temporary, and that life happens for you to learn a lesson, then it's easier to put things into perspective when you're going through a really, really tough time, because you just have to remember that at some point, whatever it is that you're experiencing is going to end. Whether it's happiness or whether it's sadness, it doesn't matter what it is, but your emotions are temporary, always. Who controls your emotions? You do. Your thinking does. You could argue that things outside of you will upset you or create an emotion within you, but all that things outside of you are is triggers to remind you what you haven't processed inside of you yet. So I want you to just really, really get that you control everything. You have control over everything. The problem is you just don't necessarily know that, or you don't know how. You don't know how to access that. That's why I do the work that I am doing. And that's why when people get it, they have massive transformative results, because it's like once you turn the light switch on, you can't turn it off. Like once you know, you know. So, wouldn't it be super cool if when you were younger, you were given these tools and insights to help you navigate life? But the truth is, most of us weren't. We've just been programmed since we were kids by our caregivers who just taught us what they knew and have scrambled to get the best out of what they got out of life, but haven't necessarily prepared us to be able to control our thinking and reset and self regulate. Those are the biggest tools that we could ever have, because once you have that, you know how to get grounded in any moment. You know how to process your emotions when you feel off balance. You know how to get in alignment. You know that when you're confused and things feel crazy, you know what to do in order to get yourself back in a place where you can think your way out of it again. Because ultimately, it's your thinking, it's your thoughts that control your experience of life. Life is happening. How we react to it is how we experience it, because it's filter in, filter out. That's it. We're in two modalities. It's what comes in and what goes out. So, when stuff happens outside of us, we filter it in, it comes into our brains, and then based on our experience of life, we will determine whether that thing that we just saw or felt with our senses is good or bad, and if it presents danger or safety, and if it's good for us or not. And based on that, we will then react to it. And what we output is our response based on the way that we perceived it when it came in. So if that wiring is confused from birth, or from school, or from parents, or from experiences in relationships, that's the only thing that we need to play around with, is what comes in and how we react. And when we can control that, we can completely control our lives. And it doesn't matter what situation you're in. It doesn't matter if it's at work, with your spouse, with your kids, with your friends, with your family, in society, online. But so many of us are just wandering around aimlessly, reacting to everything without any inclination as to why. And for some people, not even caring about how it affects anybody else. And ultimately, the only person that can control anything, the only person that control what is you and your thinking. And if you don't know that, then life is going to feel very, very overwhelming. And that's why you're going to have the belief that you cannot let go of the pain, that you cannot let go of the grief or the sadness that you are in. And I'm just here to tell you that it's absolutely not the case at all. When you understand some pretty simple concepts about how our brain works and how we respond to everything in life, then there are tools that you can use to completely transform that. And once you know it, it's super simple. Now, does it mean you don't get upset? Does it mean that you're a robot and don't have feelings? Absolutely not. I do. I'm human. I react and respond all the time. The difference of quality in my life from before I knew this to now is the fact that I can catch myself and I can completely react and transform the way that I behave afterwards way, way quicker. So I'm going to react because I'm human. That's what we're supposed to do. We're sentient beings. You will feel stuff. But the speed at which you can turn that around, let it go, and move on with your life in a productive way is night and day. And I'm telling you, years and years of therapy may teach you this in years and years. But what if you could learn this in a couple of hours? I'm here to teach you this. Just do it while you're young. It's so much easier. Reach out. You know where I am.